So today we're here in Montserrat in KPK, and as you can see, the setting is a bit different to the normal setting you see when we're out on deployments. So just what we wanted to do was just to give you a bit of behind the scenes access, just so you can see what goes on behind the scenes to ensure that your donations are getting to those people who are most in need. So what we're going to be doing is you just follow us throughout the day. We'll be showing you the meetings we have, the beneficiaries we speak to, what else we do apart from handing out food items and hot meals. So keep following us throughout the day and see what we get up to. So let's start the journey and see what lies ahead in the day.
So we're just on our way to see another livelihood project. As you can see, our journey here isn't the easiest, but these are the extents we go to make sure the projects that we've set up and handed over to the beneficiaries are running well, everything's going well. This is part of our monitoring process to make sure your funds are reaching the right places. Very hard to reach places, but yeah, inshallah. Let's have a look at the next project. ये जाए मेरी दुकान से ठीक है क्या लेना है ये 100 रुपया का है So as we're driving along, going to one of our main locations as part of our monitoring trip, we've just spotted one of our livelihood food carts. So we thought we'd stop off. Saigam, guess what, Tiga? Alhamdulillah. We thought we'd just stop off, have a look, see how it's getting on and everything. And yeah, we want to make sure that your donations are going to the right place and being utilised properly. So we're going to have a chat with the brother. Hopefully everything's going all right. Nice little spread on the cart. So as we're continuing our monitoring activities, what you can see here is a mobile food cart where they're serving fresh, hot food off the back of it.
So as part of the monitoring process we have here, what we like to do is, our partners on the ground, they've selected certain beneficiaries for us to visit to see how they're getting on, check up on them. So what we're going to do now is the visits that were scheduled, we've cancelled, and we're now selecting some new beneficiaries to visit. And the reason we do this is just as an extra check, so nothing can be changed. So these beneficiaries will not be expecting us to visit them, so there's nothing they can change last minute. And this is just, we feel, something that we should be doing to ensure that the money that you guys are giving to us is going to the right places. So even though by working this way, this will probably add on another 2 hours, 3 hours onto our day, you know, for us it's worth it, because ultimately for us, you've entrusted us with your donations, so it's on our head to make sure that your donations are being used properly.
You might be expecting to see fruit and veg, but it's actually been replaced with some winter items, some socks and hats. This is something that they've taken on board themselves. With the increasing prices of the fruit and veg, there's a lot of competition just behind here with fruit and veg as well. He's taken it upon himself to find a niche in the market, so to speak. There's no one really selling that in this area, and as we're approaching the winter months, it's something where he's hoping his sales will increase.
So we've literally spent the whole first part of the afternoon here in Montserrat checking fruit and vegetable carts. Actually to the point where we're sick of seeing fruit and vegetables. But you know what? It's something we have to do because it's your money that we're taking. And it's been a learning curve for us. You know, we've spoke to the beneficiaries. They've told us what works, what doesn't work. So going forward, if we carry on with this livelihood project, we know what we can improve, or even, is it even viable to do it? Because ultimately we're using your donations. But from what we've seen, it's been very beneficial. People are benefiting from it. So as it stands, we'll still be carrying on with these projects. So follow us as we now go and look at some different projects throughout the day.
As part of our monitoring, we're here up in the mountains in Bag, and we've come to visit one of the beneficiaries from the wheelchairs that we handed out this past Ramadan. We've actually discovered something with this wheelchair, and it's possibly due to the terrain that we're in, but it's starting to wear and tear quite quickly. There's some parts on the side here which you can probably see are starting to come apart, and the edges are very sharp, which is making it not very safe for the beneficiary at all, and that's the last thing we want. So following our assessment, we've decided that Jigsaw will cover the costs to replace this one to something more durable and stronger, which works brilliantly for the donor and the beneficiary, so at no extra cost. And it just really highlights why these trips are so important, that we come out of here, we check these things, and we make sure that we can rectify and we can take lessons learned forward as well. So any distributions being done in these sort of remote, rural, mountainous areas, we'll make sure we use a stronger wheelchair there as well. So we're here in Bag to continue some of our monitoring activities. We have a water filtration plant, we have some wheelchair beneficiaries to check up on. From here we'll move swiftly on to Rawlakot for some more monitoring, and we'll end our day with a little bit of work in Southern Urdi as well, inshallah. So we're here, as you can see, night's well and truly set in, literally halfway up a mountain, somewhere in Mansera, on the way to check another honeybee project. We've made a bit of an executive decision here, because we've got halfway up. We've realised that we're not quite as good climbers as some of the locals are, so we've let them carry on the final part of the descent to check it out and make sure it's okay. We had a good effort, made it halfway. We've taken that as a bit of a win. One of our team members has got all the way up, so we're taking that as a collective win. But these are the sort of extents that we try to go through to make sure everything's in order for some of our projects here as well. So
So we've just finished visiting a beneficiary to see how his honey project was going. And whilst we were there, he told us there's some more honey projects further up that are also provided by Jigsaw donors. So us being us, we thought it's only 15 minutes away, let's go. What we didn't realise was that we're not the fittest of people, as you can tell we're out of breath. And we didn't realise he's going to bring us up the side of a mountain through a jungle. So me and Umar, we've started the trek. Umar, how are you feeling?
tired. I don't know which side of brave or crazy this falls on, but we're finding out. So it's worth it though to see how the projects are getting on and how everybody's donations are getting on. So,
and these are some of the steps we take to ensure that your donations are getting to those where they're supposed to go. So we got to this stage, halfway. It's flat ground, so we thought we've made it. What we didn't realise was we're only halfway, and the guys are telling us it's still there. Another 10-minute journey up into the mountain from here. But as we said to you before, we always promise to oversee the projects ourselves. So if this is what it takes, that's what it takes, and we're going to get there inshallah and find these beehives. So finally, after all that hard work, we've arrived and we found the treasure. So the reason we came here, like we told you, was to check the honeybee project. And as you can see now in front of me, here's the gold, the honey.
तो जिक्सा वालों से हमने ट्रेनिंग भी ली। उसके बाद उन्होंने हमें बॉक्सेस वगैरह भी तकसीम किए थे। और ये हम तकरीबन 1.5 साल से ये शहर का काम कर रहा हूँ मैं, और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह यानी मेरे घर का जो निज़ाम है इसी से बेहतरीन चल रहा है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। तो मैं दाएँ बाएँ भी अपने इलाके में जहाँ कहीं भी कोई मुझसे मदद तलब करता है तो मैं बिला किसी मुआवजे के यानी मक्खी वगैरह भी पकड़ के लोगों को घर में लगा के देता हूँ, बॉक्सेस वगैरह भी खुद बना के।
So the purpose of this visit from our monitoring team is to decide, are projects viable to carry on with, or should we just stop them? But as you can see from this project here, we gave him 1 box over a year ago. We've spoken to the beneficiary and he's told us he's extracted already around 18 kilos of honey. And just to give you an idea, a kilo of honey these days is worth about 4,000 rupees. So this generates a very healthy income for this beneficiary. So based upon that, our assessments from our side will continue with this project and continue to help more beneficiaries in these areas to have a sustainable livelihood.